What is up, everybody? Welcome to some Darien Helm Smash. Hope you're ready to get your soldier gear on. Jump in that Darien army. I am ready to get those soldiers up and running. Alright, let's get our chat all set up. Hey, you too, man. And let's check out opening hand. So we've got double plains. I almost said double swamp, but that's far from it. We got double plains. We've got Weathered Wayfarer, Mentor of the Meek. We are on the draw. Yeah, we'll go and keep on this. We have Bastion Protector, and we have a little disenchant. So this is not too shabby. Let's see who we're playing against too. Ooh, Xenagos Revel. I enjoy that. Nice little red-green ramp. So, and I just now realized I do not have my music on. So give me just a second. I'm going to get this fired up. I don't concentrate on the silence too much when I have the music in my headphones. So let's go ahead and get the planes down, and let's go for Weathered Wayfarer, and then we'll go and pass the turn. And let's get Darien back up. There we go. Okay, now we're rocking and roll. He is a lot of fun. I definitely enjoy Darien. But okay, so we are getting ahead on lane drops because I'm not getting ahead, but we have an active Weathered Wayfarer. Let me rephrase that, and then I'll cover what our commanders do in just a second. So let's go and get the planes. Well, actually, let's go on. Do we want to do anything for two? We can go Intangible Virtue or Swiftfoot Boots, but let's go ahead and right now let's go and activate Weathered Wayfarer. I think we're going to search up a Ancient Tomb. That way we can start grabbing some of our pain lands, and that is one of our pain lands and also one of our mana accelerants. So we're going to go ahead and grab Ancient Tomb. Let's go ahead and get that down. Let's get down these Swiftfoot Boots. Click on that two colorless, and then we'll be good to go. Pass the turn. So we're playing Darien, King of Kjeldor. Whenever you're dealt damage, you may create that many 1/1 white soldier tokens. And yeah, the fun thing about it is it doesn't matter where that damage comes from. Is it coming from our opponent? Is it coming from us? As long as we're being dealt damage, we can create those tokens. And we're also placing. I'll cover Xenagos in just a second. Sorry about that. This is a Good Morning Vietnam video too, so just giving y'all a heads up if there's a funny, if there's a misplay or anything like that. Okay, so we've got. We're going to go Bastion Protector, I think. Let's go sort of the Mentor of the Meek, actually. And we can still leave up Swords to Plowshare. Get down Mentor of the Meek, and then we'll go and pass the turn. If our opponent makes a land drop for the turn, we can activate Weathered Wayfarer during their turn. But yeah, let's cover Xenagos. So Xenagos has Indestructible, as long as your Devotion... Oh, sad robot. As long as your Devotion is less... Devotion 7 turns into a creature, and then at the beginning of combat on your turn... another creature you control gains haste and plus X until end of turn where X is that creature's power. Okay. There we go. So let's go and activate Weathered Wayfarer at the end of the turn. And what are we going to grab? We can grab another Painland, Tarnished Citadel. Let's go ahead and grab Tarnished Citadel. That way, if we do get into we get Darien down pretty quick, we'll have all of our little painful mana base up and running. Okay, so let's go and get the planes down. Do we want to swing in? No, we don't want to swing in with Mentor of the Meek or Weathered Wayfarer. Let's go ahead and get down Bastion Protector. So we'll get down Bastion, and then we could leave up one more for Weathered Wayfarer, or we can go for an Intangible Virtue. I think we're going to go for an Intangible Virtue on this one, just because we're looking at 5 mana. We get down the Tarnished Citadel next turn. We'll have Darien up and running, and then we'll have the Bastion Protector out there, and then we'll be able to give our soldiers +1 and have Vigilance. So should be in a nice little spot. Hopefully we can fight off the Xenagos army swinging in over there. And give me just a second. Okay, sorry about that. I was taking a drink of tea, and my voice was already getting a little tired from this morning. So we have Dryad Arbor out there. Let's see, what do we want to do? Grand Abolisher. Okay, so we get down the Tarnished Citadel. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can get down Darien. Our opponent has 4 cards in hand. I'm thinking I'm okay with this. We've got some nice removal, path and swords and disenchant on anything going on over there. So let's go and get Darien down. We're not going to be able to equip Darien right now with the Swiftfoot Boots, but at least we can go and get it down. So we're looking at 1, 2. And then if Darien does stick around, we'll be in a good spot because we'll be dealing 3 damage right here up the Tarnished Citadel, and then 2 damage coming off the Ancient Tomb. So basically we'll be able to start generating 5 creatures, 5 soldier creatures a turn. Do you want to sing in with the Bastion? No, I think we're okay right now. I like that the Bastion Protector's protecting Darien and giving Darien indestructible. I like that. It's pretty sweet. Every time I see Bastion Protector, she always reminds me of I think it's Brenine or Brennan. I cannot. She starts with a B and she's on Game of Thrones, and yeah, she just reminds me of her. I don't know why. Just a little, it just looks like she's just so dedicated to a commander that she's just like, yes, I will give my life for you. So, but as far as Game of Thrones go, yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of Game of Thrones. I read books 1 through 3, and then I just got completely burned out on reading because I read so many of those books. And okay, Exile top 4. Okay, so we lost Elish Norn, Plea for Guidance, Angel's Trumpet, and Honor of the Pure. That's okay though. We still have Intangible Virtue over there. But yeah, I read books 1 through 3 and like back to back to back, and man, I got a little burned out on reading because I read so much on there. So I need to get back into it, but I just hadn't done it in a minute. Ooh, Avacyn. Okay, so we're looking at 8 on that. Now if we go Path to Exile, our opponent's going to get a land. It'll take care of the Oblivion Sower. We can start making some soldiers, though. Let's go ahead and get the... Well, if we want to start cashing in those card draws, we could go for Grand Abolisher. What I'm thinking about doing is just passing the turn right now. We have Swords of Plowshare, Path to Exile. We can blast the Oblivion Sower if it swings in. And then we can start making these tokens and start... off the pain lands and start paying for Mentor of the Meek with that mana to draw those cards. So I think I'm okay with that. Because we had the colorless, yeah, we had white right there, 3 damage, so we'll need like 4 mana. Yeah, I'm going to pass the turn. We're going to pass the turn. Let's see if it swings in Oblivion Sower, or if they get down Xenagos, and then we can blast the Oblivion Sower. Give it a nice little sword. I should go out to the farm there, buddy. But yeah, we'll see what our opponent does, and then we'll kind of game plan from there. But yeah, as far as Game of Thrones go, yeah, I read the books, but I think what it was is it's just like I'm not a huge reader, and Game of Thrones was good, but it was just the pace at which the stories progressed. Like, I found myself just wanting to read only... If you're not familiar, Game of Thrones, basically, each chapter is... let's go and get the Xenagos trigger, and then I'll kind of cover that part. Alright, so Xenagos choosing Oblivion. So let's go ahead and go... let's go a little Path to Exile in response to that. And actually, let's go and add 3 white damage. I mean, 3 white damage, 3 white mana. So we're going to create those... So yes, yes, yes! And we'll go and pay for that. And there's no... Oh, Brave the Elements. Okay. And then what we can do is we can go ahead and tap Ancient Tomb to get 2 more soldiers. And yes, we're going to use this. Should have just always be like, yes, man. Of course I want to use that ability. And Mentor of the Meek with the lands out here is just so nasty. Love it. Alright, we rip some planes, and then I think we're just going to go ahead and leave. Our opponent has 2 mana up. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pay that last one. Why not? We've got some nice little soldiers up and running. And 1 more planes. Okay. So take care of the Oblivion Sower in response to that Xenagos trigger. It's going to exile. They're going to get a land for their troubles. And then we're left with a nice little dwarf army over here. So that's pretty solid. And we should be able to swing in. Next turn for sure, we're going to get Swiftfoot Boots onto Darien. That way it's going to be protected. And then we also have a Skull Clamp to get down. And if we can finally get into the mana, we do have Avacyn, Hope of Angel. Ooh, Catapult Master. Ooh, nasty. Let's go ahead and let's send these soldiers in right now. Yeah, let's go and we'll send 10 in right now. Actually, I like them all attacking. There we go. Attacking in formation. Alright, so the swinging in for 10. We got Sad Robot Chump blunking on 1, so 8's getting through. They're going to put our opponent down to 32. And then whatever, if they have another big creature for Xenagos out there, we still have Swords to Plowshare to fire off next turn. We do have, how many soldiers we're looking at? We're looking at, yeah, let's go ahead and, we'll go and go for some Catapult Master. We're looking at 1, 2, 3. Tap 2 Ancient Tomb. And we'll go and create those many soldiers. Yes, we would love to do that. And then we'll go ahead and we'll pay for 1 because I do want to leave up. Ooh, yeah, that's kind of rough. Yeah, we'll go and do 3 and just get those soldier tokens and use that. Okay, we're going to draw that card, draw another planes, and then we'll get those soldiers and not. We'll leave up Path to X, Swords to Plowshare. Excuse me. Not going to pay. Nope. Man, I'm trying to hit my hotkey, but it's not working. There we go. And we got Catapult Master. Okay. This is pretty gnarly right here. We have to discard down to 7. We'll just go ahead and chunk the planes right there, and then we'll chunk this last little Skull Clamp. We've kind of got our little card draw engine up and running. But yeah, Game of Thrones. So the books, they're set up in chapters, but each chapter is a character chapter. And so you'll read a chapter on Arya, or you'll read a chapter on like the Starks or something like that. But I found myself just constantly just only being interested in ooh, Avengers Zendikar, nice. So do we want? I think in response, let's go ahead and swords in response. That way they don't get that extra trigger. So they're going to get a bunch of plant tokens, but we're going to get away from the all those plants. They're going to get a bunch of plants, but they're not going to get a bunch of +1 counters on it. So that'll be important. And then if the Xenagos trigger, if they want to swing in, and then what we can do at the end of the turn is start. We can start catapulting those little plant tokens over there, which I think we may do. Okay, for sure. Let's go ahead and exile the Dryad Arbor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing feels better than getting a Catapult Master up and running. Just like you can see how happy he is to like get creatures off the battlefield. Look at that smiling face. He is pumped. He's gonna go home to his wife and be like, "Hey, I killed a tree today." We'll tap the Bastion Protector. And do we have any other soldiers? We've only got 3. Okay. Just blast them into next Tuesday. Why not? Let's have some fun. Okay, let's get down the plains. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 8. We have just enough for Avacyn. Let's go ahead and swing in with these soldiers right now. We can. Our opponent's got 2 mana. I'm going to hold back Catapult Master just in case. And we'll hold back Bastion Protector and Mentor of the Meek and Weather Wayfarer. So Darien's going to lead the army of his dwarf soldiers swinging in hot. Alright, so we get the plant chump blockers. Yeah, having the Swords to Plowshare and the Path to Exile was very, very, very... I'm very gracious to the Magic Gods for that, because I did try and record Darien yesterday, and man, I just kept hitting the meat grinders. So to run into Mentor the Meek and Catapult Master, that is something very nice. I will take it. Alright, so we got 2 coming across. Drop our opponent down to 35. And then on the back end, we're just going to go ahead and go for some Avacyn. We're going to pay the colorless. Deal 3 damage to us, yes. Should be 5 soldiers coming down. Oh yes, I'm not going to be able to pay. I'm not going to be able to pay for Mentor of the Meek. Nope. 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 Get out of here, Mentor of the Meek. Nope. Yeah, I don't know why my F2 hotkeys not working. There we go. Get down to Avacyn. We're indestructible now, and we should have a nice little army swinging across. So we've got 14 soldiers coming across. That's going to be 28, and we also have 8 in the air. So that should be a nice little chunk right there. We're looking at 36 if our opponent can't stop the soldiers coming in to get something down. So, but yeah, so as far as Game of Thrones goes, so I would read the book and I would find myself just only interested in Jon Snow's stories and the little, what's her name? Man, I cannot remember her name. The faceless, the little Stark girl. I'm just drawing a complete blank right now. And the Dragon Queen. I would be interested in their stories. So I would like just grind and finish the book, and then I get to this point to where it's just kind of like, man, I'm just not really enjoying this. It's just crawling along at a snail's pace. Snail's pace. So I started after book 3. I just started watching Game of Thrones on HBO, and it's been really nice. Uh-oh, we got a Green Sun Zenith for 8. What we got going on? I'm excited. Ready to see what this Christmas present is from Xenagos. I bet Xenagos doesn't give very good Christmas presents. I would assume that. Okay, we got the Elefante coming in. Luckily, we're all indestructible, so I don't... Well, they couldn't... Okay. Destroy... Oh, sweet, man. Destroy Xenagos. I like that. Have 18/18 coming across. And it does... Xenagos does not give trample. It does not. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. And gets +X. This does not have trample. Okay. So we'll just go ahead and chump block with one of the... Actually, we'll just go ahead and... Everyone's indestructible. Why not? Let's send the soldiers in front of the elephant. Go get him, man. So we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll go and do one more soldier token just to make sure. There we go. Look at that. Look at that dwarf army. You shall not pass, elephant. Oh man, that's beautiful. We'll go get the plays down and let's go and swing in. Let's let the whole crew come in. All right, negative 15. Props to our opponent for sticking that one out. That was pretty gnarly with the Mentor of the Meek and the the Ancient Tomb and the Tarnished Citadel getting that engine up and running. So, all right, guys, if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.